Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. Okay, what's going on, my beautiful people? All my dreamers and dreamettes out there. Kind of missed you guys, man. Kind of missed you guys. I was doing a lot behind the scenes, but I was still dropping videos. I'm really appreciating y'all love on my videos, sharing, liking them up. I really appreciate you guys. But today, man, it feels good today. We have a beautiful day in New York City, and I just have a few things to go over. Plus, I have a little extras coming up. So this is going to be a long one because my live, after this, I have a conversation that I really want to bring up, and it's going to be, I believe that's 10:30 that'll be dropping. So we're going to get through this and get things going today, man. So I really appreciate you guys, man. Peace and blessings to all my peoples out there that's doing the right thing with their lives, taking care of their family, getting money the right way, and doing what they love. You know, that's the way we have to live in these times. But there's a lot of things that I came across. I didn't get a chance to, view everything. I'm seeing certain things here and there that I just pull, and I'll say, you know what, let me speak on this and that. But you guys might have to chime in and help me out through this too, because certain people I do watch, and certain people I just see the headlines come up and I have to go back and see what's going on. And yeah, so the first thing I want to start with, healing energy goes out to Dre from the Empire family. Wishing you all the best blessings to you and your family. And I know what it is to feel a little uneasy and then you have to go get it checked out. All you gotta do is check out your health. Always stay on top of your health. This goes for anybody, even the young guys all the way up to the older guys. Stay on top of your health, because that is going to be the thing to sustain you through whatever you want to do, whatever you love. Come on, baby. And it makes you perform at your best in whatever you want to do. So healing energy goes out. And yeah, so let's just set it off today. There's been a lot going on, you guys. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about Saysop and Source Walka, that incident right there. I had a video up there, but then I had to pull it down, I guess, copyright purposes. But I want to start with that right there. Now, I'm hearing people, when it comes down to these types of situations, I hear people, they're always chiming in, and some of the information that comes in, it usually sounds about right, but could be a little bit different. And I heard some information, people are saying that, now Source Walka, they're saying that, he knew what was going on, and he got, he was involved to getting Saysop killed because of life insurance and this type. And I do see, like there is a gap between the mother's thoughts as well as, her son's friend that, put him onto his label, which would be Source. But I don't think that's how it went, because in these times, who you associate yourself with says a lot about who you are. And I feel like in that situation, when those guys, whether they knew they were over there, they were hunting those two guys. Or whether, both of them got shot, one killed. It doesn't mean that both targets weren't hit, and this is what happens. Even if the shooters were just going to do whatever to Saysop, whatever business he had going on, I feel like it doesn't say too much when both people are hit. We got to be careful, man. And the things that I believe he got killed for, with $200,000. Look, you guys, that's not really a lot of money. It's not enough you could say, oh, that was worth taking somebody's life. And especially when they got caught minutes after because of cameras. So you can tell the level of criminals and education these guys are having that's going out here doing these crimes. They're lost. They're very lost. You just got to be in. I believe at this point, rapping is a dangerous job depending on what type of rapper you are. Because the rappers I listen to, they're really, right now, their businesses are doing good. Look at, like I just seen, shouts out to Diddy, really dope rapper. And he was doing like I don't know how they, like how Casanat does this like live stream and they bring rappers in. And he brought one of my favorite rappers in there, Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa. Same birthday and everything. One of my favorite rappers. I always tell people this is a great rapper to make an example of, what rappers should be, as far as taking their business seriously, taking their music seriously, and just doing what they love. Wiz Khalifa embodies all of that. When it comes down to just being present, showing up with what people appreciate from you, I've seen him do this time and time again. he started in the game, you know, from an early age, doing his own shows and conquering his own business. And I feel like more, you'll see the artists excel. The youth that's looking up to those types of artists, they will excel further than the ones that's looking up to these criminals pretending to be artists. Because in the end, you want your business to thrive. You want your family to be well fed off of your, you know, your hard work. You want to keep it going. You don't want to have like being a criminal, because if you're a felon and all these things, it's like you're one step away from being in the coffin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing? Love y'all, love y'all. I'm back, I'm back. I was just speaking on the whole Source Walka and with Saysop. It's a sad thing. Rest in peace to Saysop, and healing energy goes out to his family, because he is a human being too. He might as not. You know, I see a lot of people. You know, sometimes they just look at it like, you know, well, Source is still living. No, it's a situation that we don't know what's next. You know, it's these in certain areas. I believe if you're not respected there, or if you have friction there, if that's some place where you came from and they're telling you you're having this internet beef and they're saying don't come back to the neighborhood, why are you going back? Why are you going back? To prove what? And over some what? You got jewelry on, and you got, and they said, I'm hearing like a hit for $200,000. All of that stuff, it's still not enough. Even though if you don't have that type of money, you might look at that like it's really not enough for you to risk your life and your freedom. So I just thought that whole thing, it could have been, it's uncalled for, and it just shows you how the jealousy breeds within these dark people that have these clouds over their head. They don't have too much long to live, but they have these dark clouds hovering over their head, and they're taking it out on innocent people and people that's successful. That's sad. That's the sad part about it. And I'm just saying, healing energy out to Source Walka too, because he made it. He made it through, you know, a shooting, and he made it. You know, he got shot in the leg, I believe. But overall, man, you don't want to find yourself in these places where, you know, celebration means you have to come there with a gun. I just don't feel like it's worth it. Look, take it from me, man. You know, like I told you guys, not a lot of people say this, but all of these strip clubs and this and that, if you're that person, you can bring all of that and have that in your home or in certain places where it could be enjoyed with amongst a private, you know, like a private type of party, instead of going out because you're trying to celebrate and enjoy your life, whereas somebody else is trying to come up off of you. And I don't think it's right what's going on. I see a lot of people, good people, being targeted by people that's just lost in life. And we got to be careful of that and be more aware of that. We have to have our street senses just as smart as our book senses. We have to keep those leveled out. You know, if you're really good at the school smarts, now it's time for you to upgrade your street smarts. If you're really good with your street smarts, now it's time for you to upgrade your educational as far as your, you know, your schooling and where you want your mindset to be. So that's where I'm at this morning. I just want to, you know, and I seen another thing too. It's just like these weird headlines going around that I don't watch Joe Budden's show, but here and there you see some weird headlines, and I'm hearing now that I thought this case was over with. I thought it was like when he was running outside in the hallway naked or whatever. I believe I'm seeing some headlines that they're suing him or something like that. It's just, not only is it disgusting, but it's like, you know, you got to get a grip of yourself and just, if you're in a place of working, you're in a place of business, conduct yourself like that and stop, you know, with all this type of hip hop energy, you coming out there being butt naked. I don't know what that weird stuff is about, but all I can tell you is, you know, when it comes down to suing, we are in the times where people are suing a lot, and it's just weird out there. Certain people get caught with it because they put themselves in the positions to be sued, you know. So I don't know, man. Another thing I heard, you guys, what's going on with Diddy? So before we get into the Diddy, shouts out to Choke No Joke. If you guys haven't seen on Plus Hype, Choke was really going in depth with as far as the Biggie's, you know, the Biggie's passing. And I do believe a lot of the things Choke says is about this Biggie case. A lot of people were lying. A lot of people put the story on other people, and it was covered up. A lot of information was being held back because we didn't have the social media as present as we have it now. It's strong, and people are, you know, putting evidence together. And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of sneaky play went into Big's death now that I see what's going on. And it's sad, man. I feel like it's been a black cloud hovering over Bad Boy Records for the longest. Not only have people been passing away, but it's just that I feel like people after a while kind of set in their minds that whatever was said about Big and the murder was is what it would. They just gonna settle for that, and I feel like I don't want to put it on the whole Brooklyn, but New York and the people that really loved him, I feel like people gave up on the fight with Biggie Smalls. So I really appreciate people like Choke No Joke just saying, wait, hold on, this sounds like this, and put it together, because one of my favorite artists always felt like there was something suspicious about it. Always felt like, why did they take Big's life? It hurt me deep, and I feel like ever since then, we haven't seen any artists excel like the way, a superstar out of New York because of that whole type of energy. And and from that, I want to just tell the youth, like, when you're around criminals, you become one. Whether you feel like, oh, I'm going to do good while I'm around these people. No, when bad is being done and you're in the presence of it, you start becoming part of that energy. And I tell you guys all the time, to clear yourself out, to be your true best self, you have to rid yourself from all of that bad energy. Get that out of here. A lot of these people that you're seeing are dealing with, they're like criminals trying to clean up, but still have this going back type of situation. If you do things from here, you will be compensated, whether it's by God or the people that see you working and being your best self. But when you're around people and they're doing crime and they have this structure of take, you fall in that type of category. You don't want to be like these people. A lot. That's the reason why I'm this whole year up to the summertime, I'm gonna be pushing a lot of the youth artists that's coming up with the right up music. A lot of the artists that really want to do music, and it's not just for the money, but it's from their heart. I want to push those people, and I'm gonna be supporting more and more, looking into new artists, letting you guys know who I'm listening to, and just pushing that forward instead of pushing all this kill music. And what ends up happening is it ends up hurting somebody out there that you love and innocent people. We don't want that around. There's, like I told you, in hip hop, you got a lot of good guys, and then you have guys that's pretending to be artists. They really not too good. A lot of them, kind of fell off, not too, they're not keeping up with the music like how it should, and they're not pushing the culture forward. So if I see that you've been in the game over 10 something years and you still on the same like high school mentality, why would I want to present that when I've leveled myself up as far as my mental space, as far as my living, as far as the people around me? Why would I want to go back in that bag? So I want to push the youth in a right direction with hip hop, because I still feel like the youth can change the game. We got a lot of artists in here and they're trying their best to hit the mainstreams, but they're being overlooked by people that have this old school way of thinking and the way they see the game supposed to be. So I'm gonna be doing that. That's just my take on how I feel like I could give a helping hand to the people coming up and the artists that really want to be there and really want to present their music in the forefront. And that's where I'm at with that one. When it comes down to Diddy, I want the females especially pay attention to a lot of these dudes that they go out here. Now you see them, they can't wait for, they hoping Diddy come out. They're hoping that Diddy, they're hoping that, just because the females, because they hurt inside. You got to realize a lot of dudes are hurt inside. And I see like more and more they talk about Diddy, they're more talking about, the wrongs and the people that's put up the lies. But what about the people that sat there with their truth? What about those victims? What about those victims? A lot of people being misled by misinformation, and this is how the trick of this whole court system works, how lawyers fight. Yeah, we're gonna hear a lot of people that they're throwing out false information, but the ones that were right, those are the ones that's gonna stick to the wall. Keep your heart out for those victims. There's still victims out there. I don't believe that Diddy was just a good guy. And I don't believe that he was just an all the way monster. But what I do believe is something went wrong. And if they have the evidence to prove that, well, let them do their job. Don't take this criminal mentality of, oh, because I even seen like regular people worried about like snitching and stuff, talking about these snitching topics. I told you that stuff is low tier. That is when you have your mind set on impressing those people. You don't have to impress those people. Many a times, your intelligence is going to get you way past. It's going to get you into rooms those guys can't even enter. They can't because they don't have this up here. All they have is a lot of this. You know, jokes only go so far. Let the comedians filter those jokes. Don't be a comedian and don't get paid for being a comedian. You know, don't be the rapper that you have to keep chasing this like this hot moment and hot spot and trying to always be in the mix. Be the rapper that you are the mix. You are the life of the party everywhere you go. You don't have to go in or be somebody or try to be like somebody else. You be that person. And I feel like the youth has a lot of that in them. They have the determination to win in these times. And I take a lot of good tips. So while a lot of people down in them, I do take good tips from them that, you know, sometimes you just got to kick the door in and just, no matter who's behind it, you just got to go forward and push ahead. And I appreciate them for that. Because I feel like hip hop needed a change a long time ago. We had a lot of people that got into the game by hookups from friends, and they didn't really have too much talent to really stand on, but they might have sold a record here and there. Those are the people they're not going to be around a lot. That's the reason why we see, you know, just recently, I seen something on Playboy Cardi, and he was going back and forth with the billboards and things like that because of the numbers. Look, that's the reason why I tell you, it's not about the numbers. Let the numbers be the business side of it. But when you hear the body of music, does it sound hip hop? Does it touch you in a way? Are you inspired to do something after it's done? Maybe not just rap, but maybe, you know, do better at your job. If it gives you that type of feeling, then you hold on to that. If it gives you a feeling where you feel like anxious and you want to go out there and hurt somebody, or you want to go in somebody else's neighborhood and do something to somebody that you don't even know, well, that means that music is leading you. It's dictating you to do something or be somebody or be a lost soul like you're not. You're not that. As a human being, we all have choices. And the choices that we have are always between good and bad choices. And you have to make up your mind. What type of person are you? You know, people, I see it all the time where you see our own people hurting our own people, and then they have these excuses like, oh, well, he's more real. Or what's real? What do you consider real? Because a lot of these people, they're so lost that what they consider real is attached to negativity. It's attached to no religion. It's attached to do what I want, that type of energy. I'm just gonna do what I want. And it's kind of like, that is such a immature way to live as a man, as a king. This is not how you present yourself. And I think that people have this mindset of, oh, if I'm a king, everybody has to listen to me. I'm the leader. I'm doing this. That's not what leadership is about. Leadership is about getting out there with your peoples and you're working and fighting with them. That's leadership. Not just watching and pointing and telling people what to do. That's a boss. A leader is going to be out there fighting with his people on those lines and pushing what he has in his heart forward to the people. That's leadership. Leadership are, you see, I see this a lot. After this, I can't wait to get into the next live with you guys. It's a big topic that's been going around, but we're going to get to that point. That's coming up, and I'll speak to you more on that leadership stuff on that particular topic. Another thing for anybody in New York City, I have some news for us. I have some news for us. Did you guys hear that soon the feds will be able to go in anybody's house without a warrant? Now you know where that comes from. Now I just want you to pay attention to what's going on. The feds will be able to go into anybody's house without a warrant. Now, the reason why this is happening is not only because of dictatorship that they want to push that agenda with the president, but it's also because social media. You see, if you have the camera and you're showing up all of the things that you're doing, whether it's criminal acts or whatever you got going on in your life, and the camera's on, people are watching. And people know good people from bad people. People that's out there to harm people, take from people, there's a difference. So when that law comes into play, you will no longer, you might as well don't even have a lock on your door. Because if you're doing any criminal acts and somebody on social media says, well, so-and-so is doing this and I seen him do this, and they put 2 videos together about you beefing with this person, that person, they're running inside your house. And whatever you have illegal that's in your house is what you're going to be charged with, and it's going to stick in court. So pay attention to what's going on. Laws are being changed, and people are being headed straight to the prison. There's more prisons being built. They're building more prisons than schools out here. Around the world, actually. It's not just out here. But in America, they're building more prisons than schools. So it just goes to show you that they have an eye on crime. And a lot of people say, you know, I can get past this as much as you tell these people. Look, they're going to put you on camera. You're going to be taped after this crime that you do. People don't think like that. Where's the cameras? Where's the cameras? No, the cameras doesn't have to be directly in your face for you to get a rewind and see what you did. And not only is that a problem, but it's like this fault of men that you want to show somebody how real you are. And really, it shows how real stupid you are. Being real, that you got to keep that to yourself. You don't have to push that on anybody if you're real. You don't have to talk down on somebody when you're real. That shows that you have a problem with you. See, us over here, we're trying to fix ourselves. We're not trying to, every wrong we correct with the right. A lot of these people push that energy, and I wonder to myself, do you have kids watching you online, how you act? Because right now, I see a lot of dudes I'm talking about 50 plus something years old. These guys are old, 50 plus years old, and they get on here and they're talking like they haven't graduated 9th grade. Their mentality is still stuck in these places where they found themselves once real. So when they get around people with intelligence, not only is it uncomfortable for them to learn, but they have no conversation in this type of literature, because they are lost, because they're still stuck back there. If you say something about me, I'm going crazy. All that man stuff shows that what you have up here is empty. The stronger you get up here, the more the resistance to all of that bad stuff, you're good. You got to get on that. You have to start realizing that the people, it's sad, but a lot of our own people don't want the best for us. So we have to want the best for us. Me wanting the best for me should inspire you to want the best for yourself. But when you see somebody throwing their life away and sipping on this and being an alcoholic and just tearing up their guts with drugs, you feel like, oh, they're still there, so I should be good. And that's their commercial. You see somebody out there, and that is the sneakiest thing about entertainment. That outside you look like everything's all good, but inside you're rotten. Be the example for your family, for your legacy that you would like to see when you look back. Because when I'm looking at the picture that I see right now that they painted hip hop to be, it's criminal. I don't see talent. I see more of the youth trying to figure it out. And I feel like they're going to be the game changers instead of all these people that had this gatekeeping type of mentality that pushed people away, the real talented people away. And it kept like this. It's like a dark cloud over hip hop right now. That's the reason why it's a dark cloud over hip hop. Every day somebody passing away. You think Saysop was the last rapper to pass away? No, another rapper, Parquet Butter, got killed in Chicago right after. It's demons. These people are facing their demons for the public to see. And I'm not interrupting. You know why? Because I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did. Far as I know, they see their own people on the floor leaking out, bleeding. They'll walk over to shoot a video the next day with same place that person. They don't got no heart. All they have to do, it's sad, but when you can read people and you can see right through what they're doing, your death is their promotion. Your life, that's their promotion. That's why I always tell you, you can't dress up and fake like you're smart. You can't motivate people with a low-tier mindset. How far are you motivating them? Down the block, to the corner, to sell some drugs that's going to get them locked up for the rest of their life, or hold a gun that's going to have them locked up for 25. I don't even pay no mind to that nonsense. I can't. I'm way too past that to be thinking about, oh, I want to go out there and hurt somebody. The reason why a lot of these people want to hurt somebody because they're hurt inside. And they come from these dysfunctional families and they're losing people left and right. They have no answer because they have no religion in their life. So when they see somebody lost, they don't even understand it, and they get on out here and they look at everybody else like they don't have no value within themselves. So taking a life is just like that. No, taking a life is not just like that. A lot of these people, they're going to find themselves in burning fire eternally. And that's the truth. I refuse to follow this negative mindset driven kill, kill, kill all day. When you put that type of stuff in that gets in your spirit, man. Don't let these people corrupt your spirit. They're wearing designer over a rotten spirit. That's all it is. They can't stick to nothing. They can't finish it, what they started. It's like their life is so scattered out that you start to realize, damn, why am I even paying attention to this? You got to pay attention to people that want to make you feel good and uplift you, not people that want to take you down. Whenever you see your own people trying to down you and this and that, you just pray for them. Pray for them. Because you know inside they're the ones that's really hurt. Being comfortable with who you are is going to say a lot in these times to come, because we're going to see a lot of stuff that we never expected to see. Especially with people pulling information on people and pulling up this and rewinding this. We're going to hear a lot of things. We're going to hear a lot of things. A lot of things. And I do feel like, when it comes down to the hip hop industry, I feel like the more independent you are now, the more mad those people get, and they start playing with people's numbers and not paying people the right thing. Pay attention to what's going on. Stop worrying about what other people say more about you, and more worry about the things that you want to research and the things that you want to keep here, and that's going to help you be sharper up here. That's where it counts. It doesn't count when, I don't get into this whole macho men trying to impress men on YouTube stuff. To me, it's like, when I see that, I'm like, oh, you guys are dating. You guys are dating. You just don't know it yet. You guys are dating. Stop it, guys. And start paying attention to the things that's really worth it. Don't you see our queens out there struggling? Meanwhile, you trying to look at her behind, and she got this up here. You missed that part. You missed that part. Why'd you miss that part? Because you are still set on this 13-year-old. It's anywhere from 16, I say about 16 to 18 mentality. Where'd you lose yourself? Wherever you lost yourself, you go find yourself, pick up the pieces, and you come back as a better person to present to the world, because if not, they're going to paint you like that, and you're going to end up one of those people that's going to be locked away. Let me tell you something. As much as people try to highlight this whole prison stuff, there ain't no women in there. Everybody will tell you, oh no, I was sleeping with the guards, this and that. How many of y'all could sleep with the guards? Let's be serious. You were sleeping with men. And if not that, you was probably getting, into problems in there. That's not the way you want to live your life. Never, ever, ever youth go down that road again. To the new youth and the artists out there, you keep coming and nailing that new music. And you do what you got to do to support the people around you that care about your music, and you will rise. Don't let people tell you what their bad version of hip hop is. You're a poet. If you love what you do, you put those words down, and don't ever, ever let somebody write for you. That's another thing. A lot of the guys that you see that you think are making this noise, they don't write their own stuff. Or they got to steal from another person to make this or put it together. It's like they got to do a whole bunch of mechanical work just to get a song. And it'd be piece of hit. Not even that. Not even there. When the youth could come up with it like this, you know why? Because y'all are the energy. Y'all control the energy. Don't take their demonic energy and try to make it into something. No, build your own energy. How y'all party, how y'all give it up. And they'll tune in because they're stuck. Trust me, if they could make a hit, they would have made a hit. I'm telling you, y'all have the game-changer mentality to change a lot of things, not just in music, but in the world. The way you think. And, we see a lot of, look, I see a lot of females, they're questioning themselves now. The reason why, you know, their relationships don't work out, because you're dating criminals. Stop dating criminals. If you're a grown woman, I'm not talking about the young girls coming up and they're just trying to find a man and they're just looking, you know, whatever's popping, they're trying to latch on to. I'm talking about know your worth. Sweetheart, you can't date a criminal and don't think that you're not going to end up in some crime or in court sometime in your life with this Dumbo. They're not going to protect you when crime comes around. You're going to be the one that's going to get hurt in every situation, and you don't realize it yet because all you can see is what they present to you. But what do they have in here that makes you want to value them and go that long distance with them? You don't even know. Because the same things that they hold in here is the same thing they tell to every chick. Do you want to be every chick? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't like the video I put up on OnlyFans. Yeah, people make money on it. Yeah, of course. It's just like you going and taking off your clothes, you make tons of money. But when that respect comes around, that dignity, when you're looking back in the mirror and you're saying, you know, what did I do to get here? And can I do more of this to get there? You start to realize, wait, hold on, I done cut myself short. Because when I think about it, all of these people staring in for me getting naked, I could have took this to modeling and didn't even have to show this much. Did you think like that? Don't you know those models? I know a few models, and they get flew out for free in certain places to take video shoots, and so you can live a cleaner and healthier life without going through the path of where the destruction is always going to land. That's my whole thing. Don't go down there just because you feel like it's a faster way to get there, because them people ain't going nowhere fast. Their time is ticking. So is their Rolex. It's just a fake life. It's just a fake life. When you feel good about yourself and you want to do good for other people, it shows and it highlights in you. Your skin start looking good. You start feeling good. You know, smelling good. You out there, you're attracting love in your life. When you out there all beefed up and your tension's tight and you're the man. You got to take a picture in front of the car every 2 weeks. Look, that's when you know that you have demonic energy around you. Nobody's going to stick around for that. You're never, ever going to be the toughest person in this world. Life doesn't work like that. Be the person that you stand out for your intelligence, or you stand out for the things you love doing as you present it to the people that you love to be around. If you don't notice, look at the music that you listen to. If you see all of it is all like tension driven and fighting back and forth, take it out for a week and see how better your listeners. Go pick up on a new hip hop music palette. Go look into guys like look into, even if you want to go back, some of the artists, you got to realize they were only here for the money. It was a hustle to them. And in the streets, they weren't good at that. So once you don't want to become the one that gets hustled, you want to become the person that has more control over whatever you put out. People absorb it because they want some of that energy from you. Be that. Another thing I want to, I seen this, I don't know what's going on with it, but I seen something. I don't really know what's going on in their life, and I don't really look into everybody's, situations like that. Usually it's like headlines that popped up, but I guess that's Nicki Minaj's husband. He's being sued or something like that from the girl that he R'd in the past. And I guess they were saying something like him hiding funds. All of this stuff, man, I just feel like there's going to be people out there that's looking for something out of somebody, and there's going to be people out there that's generally, really hurt inside, and they want to see something out of it. I can't tell you what it is, because I'm not really in everybody's, I hear the headlines and I just look at it from an overall standpoint, and I'm saying, damn, man, I don't want that. Like, you don't want that type of stuff in your life. I was just watching a video on this chick. She had got aura by somebody, and the way she turned her life around, you wouldn't even think that happened to her because she has so much more accomplishments after that happened, and that such thing in her life that it's kind of like she ate her anxiety. She ate all the things that a lot of females couldn't get past, and she took off in her life. I want to bring more of those conversations up to give y'all a little bit of strength to let you know that no matter what you're going through, there's somebody that probably went through that and they have found a solution. And if they haven't found the solution, you might have to be the one to find that solution for everybody else. That's leadership. That's leadership. Not what these people are showing you or, you know, standing up there. Because what we are seeing, don't listen to the person that has, because people have these like I would say issues. Say you have like, if you have issues that you got going on, you maybe your mind ain't right. What do you think their music gonna sound like? It's gonna lead you into a direction of unsolved stuff. But when you come to the point where you are tackling everything that comes your way, you are unbothered by the things that would normally have bothered you in the past, you know you are sharpening up. You're doing good. You start praying for people. You start seeing why people do the things they do, and you're like, oh, wow, I see it right there. You're hurt. Yeah, you're hurt. Maybe because you feel you're not smart enough, you know. You feel like you made some mistakes in your life, and those mistakes are still behind you. People are still looking at you as that person. It's not because people are still looking at you as that person. It's because you never really changed. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought of that? It's crazy. But I love you guys, man. I'm glad that you guys are here today, man. I couldn't wait to get up here and just speak to my people. What else we have going on? Oh, okay. So another thing too, this is craziness I see in the news, and it's happening. So this white couple, they're being charged for adopting black children and using them as slaves. You see that? I believe they got 375 years they got. Well, I did see a light within that. And the light that I seen, you know, with 375 years they gave that couple, it goes to show you that there are people out there that do care, and there are people that's not with that racist type of mentality. There are people, because, my God, you mean you're going to raise children just to be slaves? It just shows you the demonic type of mind and what they were raised upon. To even think like that. I feel like you're definitely crazy to even think that black people is just going to accept slavery again or accept racism like how it once was in the past. I just feel like you're crazy for that. I know there's people that rather die than let somebody do something like that. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? As much as there are racism in this world, there's a lot of people that got love in their heart and that don't go for that type of nonsense. Those are wicked people. And those same wicked people, no matter if you feel like they got the most money in the world or the most smiles in the world, eventually those people end up in the coffin. There's no time for that wickedness. It hovers, that dark cloud is hovering over hip hop. There's a lot of souls that have been taken because of this music, and people don't understand. But we're going to see in these times and these days to come, we're going to see it all play out, and we're going to see who has the stronger step forward, the good people or the bad people. When their health starts shrinking from all that alcohol and all the demonic things they've been saying over and over and keep repeating the demonic kill, kill, kill music, that thing take your soul. That thing will take your soul. You hear me? People think it's cool to be the tough guy until the tough guy understands that he has nowhere else to go. It's a shame. Your ID is what you put up on social media, the way you present yourself. You can't say, oh, I was holding guns on camera, and then 2 minutes after say you're a good person. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? When this is your weapon, people attract to you because they'd rather sharpen this than have this all the time. People that do this are usually scared. This can get you out of many more things than this. They can't rewind back in your mind. This is your mind. This is your GPS to life. You go forward and keep pushing forward, and those people will be left behind because they don't have nothing to look up to. They want to sell you the same trauma they came up with. They want to tell you that that's the way to live. They want to tell you that being in a single family home and these broken religions, and they want to tell you, nah, that's cool. Instead of saying, you know what, I came up in a single family home, but I'll tell you the truth, there's a lot more benefits to having two parents. They don't want to push that. They don't want to push that peace, push that love. That's why their relationships don't last. These people don't know each other. They don't. They don't protect. I don't see the only people that I see standing up and protecting their queens are the really stand-up guys. The rest of these other guys, they go from chick to chick to chick to chick like they're in high school. They never got out of that type of mindset. There they go, right there, by the strip club online. They've been there for like 30, 40 years. They've been on that line standing at that strip club. They seen the chicks change from ages to ages, only getting younger, and they still in there. And they're going to look us in the face now and say, well, oh no, they lying on Diddy. Of course you have that type of mentality because you have that low mindset. You don't realize that the man hurts so many people, that there's so many victims, that we have to fish out and see which ones are the actual real ones. That's a monster. But you're willing to go with the people and highlight the people that's lying for the money. So it shows where your heart's at. You don't have no love for the queens. No, you don't. You don't. So don't lie to them. I think a lot of these guys are still on that low tier type of thinking, and they never think, oh, if it's my daughter, because they don't want to think about their family, you know? They want to keep it the selfish way. Well, that's somebody else's family. But when it comes down to their family, they bucking up like they're going to do something. But when you look at your own people and your own black culture, like your family, you don't got to buck up and do something. You could speak and come to a conclusion and a solution out of something. People be so ready to hurt their own people. It's sad. It's sad. Look at them. I just look, and you know what? Whenever I see a good black person, a good white person, I always champion them more than these nonsense people that don't even have this. No religion in their life. Oh, I don't believe in God, this and that. Or what, you the higher power, I guess, right? So you're supposed to be the higher power. Half of these people don't even pray, you guys. When you wake up, you pray. When you eat, before you eat, you pray. Before you go to bed and close your eyes, you pray. You know why? Because the Most High got you here, not nobody else. Yeah, he put that energy through your parents that brought you to this point. And it don't matter how you land here, it's how you take off when you get here. Don't let them fool you. They'll tell you anything. They'll try to belittle you. I know. They're going to say whatever they got to say. And they're going to push up the diamonds and all the fake jewelry in your face. And they're going to make you feel like you ain't got nothing. I know. All that stuff don't mean anything. I'm trying to tell you that. You can get that stuff too. But why would you want to put on what they look like? Don't you realize, look, all the people, take another look. The people that talk down, they all start looking like each other. It's scary. It's like these. It's disgusting. They end up all looking like each other, and then the back and forth. They don't know no other way but to fight to gain. They don't have other sources. They don't know how to build to gain and stretch legacy. They know how to fight, conquer, cancel this, wipe them out. It's a monster mentality they have that they can't break themselves out of because they hurt. You know how many of these people are coming from dysfunctional families and you expect them to be the decision makers in your life? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Don't ever put look, what you believe love is what love is. Those people ain't got love for you. Why do you think that all of these cases end up in a criminal act? Think about it. They don't want to solve the problem. They are the problem. The hip-hop industry been hurting females for the longest and taking advantage of females for the longest. And yet, you see the same people that we've heard these little stories about in the past. Now they're running and hiding. Russell gone. This one running, flying this way. What do you think is going on? I thought we were the ones that were the liars and making up stuff. But when they realized, no, they're not trying to do what you, they're content creators. They don't want to be rappers. Content creators are making more than the rappers. It's longer content. They have ads on it. Of course it's going to make more money. But then you start to realize, you see the rappers running over, some of them running over to try to be content creators. Like, you didn't really have that in your heart to do. You just wanted to make some money. Well, while you're going to make that money, make sure you do something good to make it. Instead of worrying about what people say about you, if you ain't had nothing bad to say about you, people wouldn't have spoke about you on something bad. Wake up. Who you present yourself to be is how people are going to speak about you. You get on here shaking your behind, or you prancing around like you got 5 and 6 women. Don't think that women are going to respect you to be a father figure or somebody that, if God forbid you have kids with them by accident or something's going on, they're going to feel like you're going to be in their life. That is not the type of man you want to stand behind, ladies. I don't care what you're out there looking for. You're going to start to realize, look at the relationships out there in entertainment. And there's only a few that's working out. The rest of them is still a facade. So what you're looking at somebody's highlight reel of a perfect relationship that they don't even have. Don't that make you start to realize the person that you might be looking for, the person that might be right for you, might be right in front of your eyes, but what you think is the right thing is not. 2 minutes of pleasure could last a lifetime, but when you're doing the wrong things, that 2 minutes could turn out a lifetime of hurt, regret, and it sucks. It sucks. The people that love hard is going to hurt the worst. I'm telling you. So you have to not only protect your heart, but protect your energy around you. It makes sense. Don't down people for doing the things they love, because in turn you'll never ever find the things that you love or what God has set out for you. I'm telling you, this is how it works, you guys. You see that they shot you, and the sad thing about it is, people bring a lot of this negative energy. It's like they leave the door cracked open for this type of thing. Because when you're out there and you're presenting yourself like the only one type of energy, it's always going to be somebody with some friction for you to sell you. I'm telling you, every single time, it never seems to fail. When you out there, you helping people, you putting on, and let me tell you something, with all this help, it ain't about running to the hood and giving turkeys out, okay? It's not about that. Not only is that weasel work, it reminds me of that movie, it's like, look, listen, find new ways to make other people successful. And stop buying into people that only want to take your last bit of money so they can feel like they made it somewhere. They didn't do anything. I've seen more of us, our own people, sell books with empty information that can never help you throughout your struggles, but people buy into it because of this celebrity, and then they're still in the same place. Like I told you, most of the greatest books are already written. What you're seeing right now is a duplication, and it got cut in it. It's filtered. It's not going to be the real thing. I don't watch a lot of this stuff. I watch a few channels now, a few channels. Not too much. I don't get caught up with it. Because I see where they're trying to go, I see where they can't make it to, and I see where they're going to fall short at. Because I have this up here, I know where we at as a culture. I know how hurt my people are. I could see it in their eyes. I see people looking at other people and thinking that it's not it. It's not. Look, always support the youth. And let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong if your son, your daughter wants to do music, you support them. But let them know that you're going to give extra support for them when you hear the music and it's the right energy. Now you're willing to put up some money for them and invest in them. But when it's the wrong energy, it's like they're bringing that home, and that's when it becomes, I don't want to be a part of that. Got some great artists still out there. Great artists. So I would never ever stoop that low to get on here and just point out just the wrongs. I want to steer people the right route. Like I got a couple moves I made with my brand. I'm doing well in my brand. I'm dropping two new designs Friday, and I want you guys to check that out. But I'm stepping it up, and it's not only it's only for good people. That's it. It's not really for. I don't want the person out there to wear one of my hoodies and when they slide in on somebody. That's not what I'm here for. You guys could take that somewhere else. I want it for the guy that's just, trying to figure his life out, or a female trying to figure out her life out, and they just want to bring something new and bring a new energy about them. That's what I'm all about. Then I got some other few things in the works that I'm working on, but I'll bring it to you simultaneously, as we go. But I love you guys, man, and I'm glad that there are people out there that can see things through a clear lens, man. A lot of people, they live this blurry life, not knowing what's next. They're a mess. They're a mess. The only thing they know how to do good is talk down on somebody. Huh? But the same person they be talking down on, they're we're the good people that's taking care of family and loving it. They're the people that's more drawn away and they're steered towards the money. That's why people find themselves in these situations. You didn't know those guys were sleeping with Diddy? Diddy had a lot of boyfriends, you guys. A lot of these rappers were Diddy boyfriends. He had a lot of boyfriends. You think he just had girlfriends without having the boys too? No, he had a lot of boyfriends. We're seeing what's going on. Pay attention to the guys that's trying to cover up all of this nonsense and make it look like, oh, all the females that's saying something about a guy is lying. No, that's not it. There's no way you can down a queen and just say, oh, she just got, or somebody just did that to her and she just wants the money. What, are you crazy? When you do that and take that from somebody, that takes their soul. Some people never ever get back to their regular life because that hurt them so bad. So don't ever down somebody or try to wipe out what they happened to them just because you feel like it ain't true. Who are you? Who are you? Have some respect for let me tell you, when it comes to a black woman, I can see how hard it is because we have so many black men that's lost mentally that can't see the difference between their face. All they see is their face and their behind. And they don't ever get the time to look in to see who that person is. And that's why they fall short every time. Half of these relationships, I'm telling you, they don't even know each other. They don't know each other. It's quick, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and they are on their way. They don't know. Sometimes they look back, I slept with her. Yeah, you're living a loose lifestyle. And that's how you see these people like, what's his name? Joe Budden. Joe Budden's out there naked in front of it's all nonsense. Hey, what are you doing naked and people suing you? All of this stuff is like nasty stuff. It's nasty. Never. I don't care. And I'm not caring about how many females that you have or whatever you may present it to be. But all I'm saying is that these females are seeing who you are. This is who you are. You're not the guy that's going to get up there and play this intelligent role. No, that's the guy that they bought into for the podcast or something. You said it yourself. You steal from smaller content creators so you can make it look like what it is. So we already know that. You think human beings are stupid? You're getting paid for your time, not your intelligence. So when I hear about these things that's going on, it don't add up. I support the vloggers. You guys got to really go check out some vloggers on YouTube. They do great videos and show how their families are, coming up and how they love on each other instead of bringing all that negativity in your life. The more you block that out, people start looking at you. Oh, he's acting like this. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that. Why? Why do we think that we're this and that? Because we don't want to do the negative stuff and hurt our own people? You let me know. Because from what I can see is the people that's out there hurting people, they're the most hurt people of them all. I mean, it doesn't matter how much money they have. They can't maintain. Their maintenance costs way more than yours because they put a lot of junk in their life. So much junk in their life, they became the junk. You know how in Jamaica they say bad mind? That's what they have. I know you're not used to those type of people that don't want to see you rise. You're not used to being probably around the people that want to push you forward, but you have to be that person in these times to other people, to show our own people that there are some of us there. I don't got no time for the small stuff. It's no time for that. I can't squeeze the small stuff in my schedule. I can only squeeze the stuff that I can bring to you guys, and you can take it back with you and say, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. I'm not just gonna sit down at this 9 to 5 all day and bust my ass and then go home to nothing and no man to love on or no people to say I love you. No, I'm gonna start changing my life around, and I'm gonna start not looking at those people with all the big jewelry on their neck and start looking at the people that really have the big hearts inside. You can get that stuff. That stuff is not really that expensive once you are on your path. It's not that expensive. But if you keep looking at it, you'll never get what you got to get done. I ain't telling you that it's not. You can always get the nice trinkets. It shows you know you like nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. But when there's no hard work behind that, it just shows who you are. And that's why guys like myself would never get worried about that nonsense or somebody talking or this, because it doesn't add up. The same person, remember I told you, the same person you disrespect that person culture. It'd be the same person when you find your ass in the hospital, that's the same culture that you diss, and they're looking at you right in the eye because everybody watching on social media. You think they don't know who you are? But you're going to try to play like like you're good now. You see how Kanye prance around and talk about Jay-Z kids and talk so bad down on them using the R word and all of this on people. And you start to wonder, wait, this is the guy that hip hop said was a genius because he makes dope beats? That's not the way to label somebody a genius. You know, a genius is, there's a selfishness within a genius, but there's also some humble and a lot of love for things when you're a genius. You love learning. You learn so much, you figure so many things out that you become, you do it at a rapid rate. Not the person that's self-proclaimed genius. And you see him prancing around and doing these crazy stuff, and people are chasing behind this guy like he's an Olympic racer. No, I don't want to follow up in that man's life, and I don't want to know what he's dropping next. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not letting that negativity in my life because I have too much positive and people that love me. You see the difference? People, you don't have to tune into all of that stuff they be talking about. You don't have to, man. I hardly watch that stuff. Certain, like, you know what I watch? Cam and Mace, dope show. I watch Cam and Mace, the dopest show online. Good energy, interviews, exclusive. Cam always doing this thing. Mace doing this thing, about to have an album to drop. Those are good people. Those are people being themselves. You can't say, no matter what they say, you know they're being their authentic self. You can buy into that. Not these people out here faking like they're somebody else and they're all dressed up like running around trying to get everybody's attention. Does it make sense to you now? I roll with the kings and queens. I do not roll with the peasants and the people that take life for granted, and they look at our youth dying and they just feel like, oh well, no. You guys are hurt inside and you need to go find your father and raise your kids better. People are raising their kids like they're running like they're soldiers out here. And they're scared to tell their kids anything because they are lost in life. So it's stuff the kids up with money until the kids lose themselves. Kids don't know how to earn, don't know how to build something up because they never was taught that. All they know how is to buy into a whole bunch of stuff that ain't gonna serve them nothing. They want you to keep buying over and over and over and over again. It's the minute when you wake up and say, I don't need that, that's the minute you get the problem now, because they realize you're smart. But to find that, you have to find that within the people that you love, and it begins to spread. That's why I can sit here like this. I don't worry about what other people have to say, you guys. It's all about what I'm going to bring to you guys to uplift you so you can go on and look at things better. And I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I told you, I'm good with that. You got to really pay attention, man. Watch them. They want what you have. And that's just how it is. When you're a good person, people get jealous of your intelligence. People get jealous of your smile. People get jealous of your approach because they know that more people listen to the right things, they're not going to go back to the wrong things. And those people are stuck in the wrong things because that's the only thing they know how to do. Dysfunctional families, bad upbringing, no religion in your life, you're set to crash every single time. You pour alcohol, but that's the fuel of the fire. People out here so boozed up, they running through the lights doing 100 miles per hour, crashing into innocent people. Head is right upstairs. Because they don't know what they're doing, and they numb themselves so much that they forget who they are. The only thing they know, if you pour water in the bottle and they taste it, this is not what I want. That's the only thing. When they taste water, that's like something, oh, I'm not used to that. Their body is so toxic. Their energy is so toxic. Their demeanor is so toxic that they only got time is ticking before they end up in that coffin. So what you gonna do? Put all the jewelry, all the design on the coffin? Does it make sense to you? It don't make sense to me. Okay, so all I gotta let you guys know from this point on, if you guys want to, I have this big conversation coming up. I want to get off that for a second. I got this big conversation coming up, right? It's today at 10:30, right? And I want you guys to tune in because this conversation surrounds a video that I saw went viral. And we're going to get into that. You're going to see the thumbnail once after this live is over. I'm going to be in the chat, and I really want to hear what you guys feel about this. And it's something that saddened me, the way people think, and something that we got to get past. Stop worrying about politics. Take a break from the politics for a minute. I know you're hearing this back and forth in the news and what's changing laws, this and that. Take a break from the politics for a minute. Take a deep breath and go back in and see things from a different angle. And I'm going to open you guys' minds up to that. All right? I love you guys. I really appreciate you. Today was a great day, and it's still a good day going on. I got a lot of things to do, but I have, like I told you, this next conversation coming up is deep. I really need you guys to tune in. Like and share these videos like you always do. And I really appreciate you. Anybody out there, if you have any questions for me, you can always leave it in my DM on Instagram. That's I am Mickey Made It. Or you could better off leave it on YouTube. And yeah, I'm always going to keep up, and I'm always going to be here for you guys. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. And we got a lot more to go. I have some videos to drop for you guys. I'm happy today to I'm feeling good. I have my energy's in the right direction. I'm eating good. That's another thing. You have to put good food into your soul so you can be your best self. I'm eating good, and I'm just taking more control over my life. I already had a little bit more control, but I'm taking more control over my life because you want to be the best lover you can be. You want to be the best friend you can be, the best partner you can be. You have to start with you. Don't let anybody start it off for you because those people are just the shells and we are the real thing, all right? Love you guys, and yeah, share this video and stay tuned for the next live video, 10:30, all right? Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love y'all, all right? Peace.